Man in Dundee wakes up a Tory. Let the story commence. There was a guy in Dundee, and he was working for a kind of exhibition centre, sort of conference centre place in Dundee. It wasn't that V&A museum thing. It's there's a kind of exhibition, conference, theatre sort of place in Dundee. I want to go into it, and they were having the Tory, the Scottish Conservative and Unionist Party conference there, and he hated them, but he worked there, and he was a kind of a runner, not American, but UK style. A runner in America, a runner is it like the fucking person who runs a show, like a showrunner, like almost like a producer in a sense. A runner in the UK is like, um, listen, can you go out and we need, could you go out? We need wet wipes, and can you get a basketball for somewhere? You know, something like that kind of thing. Aye, um, that kind of thing. Well, he was sort of like that, and they had a speaker ready to go up. It was a new leader of the Scottish Conservative and Unionist Party. Nobody you've heard of, none of them that exist. So this is no talking about anybody actual, and I don't want any of that in the chat for what I'm about to say. Um, so there was somebody, this new leader was meant to go on stage and do like a new talk about how something Nicola Sturgeon, something divisive second referendum, something Brexit, something Britain, global Britain, all that. He had it already, and old guy Craig, there's about half hour to go. All these fucking Tories were in their wee, sitting down, all these old cunts, whole place humming a pish. And he chapped on the door of the new leader, who was called Farquharson, we'll just say, right? Chapped on the door and went, Mr. Farquharson? Yes? Just to let you know, that's you're born in half an hour, this is your half hour notice. So I'm just really upset about what's to come. All right, okay. Could you not disturb me for the next 20 minutes? I'm going to go for a 20-minute nap, power nap, and if you could just give me a wake up call, 10 minutes till I'm ready to go on, or just 20 minutes. That's fine. Okay. Yes, anything else? What? Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to say something. Right, okay. And Craig went away. Um, 20 minutes later, this new Scottish Conservative and Unionist Party leader got woken up, but he didn't get woken up, we are kind of like that. Excuse me, hi, did you wake up? He got woke up to the smell of petrol. Just really, really strong smell. And before he'd even opened his eyes, he was suddenly in fire. And he never did see what was going on. He just knew that it was really, really hot and he was burning. He knew there was a fire. And he couldn't see because his eyeballs had been melted. As for the rest of them in that place, some nutter who, it must have been Craig, I think, some nutter who can't get their head around the fact that there are different political opinions in this country, I might not agree with them. You might not agree with them. But it's called a democracy. And you've got to let the fucking people decide. You know, if the people decide to vote for somebody you hate, then that's a problem with the people. And if it's simply a matter of educating these people about what's right and wrong, then they need to be educated. You can't just say, nope, that's voting for the wrong person. Nope, try again. You can't just perch on a fucking shooter at the fucking polling, the voting station, polling booth place, and go, nope, try again, there's another one. Nope, you've ruined that ballot, rip it up. You've got to put your X there. That's not how it works. That's called a dictatorship. You've got to let people vote however they want. Right? And this Craig obviously disagreed with that. What he'd done is he'd fucking chained all the doors shut in this place. And him and his nut of pals had put, what do you call it? So they started a fire. Wait here, this is awful. This is just awful. They started a fire. And somebody had pressed the alarm and let off the sprinkler system. Guess what they'd fucking put in the sprinkler system? Guess what they put in the sprinkler? You're not going to believe this. Guess, chat. Petrol. More petrol. They put petrol in the sprinkler system. So the fucking fire was already there. Fucking more petrol came out. It was like fucking hell. It was like hell. Fires of hell. Horrific. There was fire coming up from below and fire fucking raining down on them. Flamethrowers. They were flamethrowed. Old cunts. Young Tories. Young Tories. Does that turn your fucking stomach that much? Young Tories. The lot of them. All burnt to death, melted. All scrambling at each other to try and get out, but they couldn't get out because there were windies they tried to break through, but Craig and his pals are outside like that with fucking axes like that, fucking whacking into their face. And because of what? Because they wanted to vote, they've got different ideas of how the world should be run. It's a democracy. It's a fucking democracy. I don't like them. I don't like them. What are you supposed to do? Not allow them to fucking vote? There's no reason to just fucking set them on fucking fire and hit them in the face with an axe when they're trying to get out of the flames that are burning them alive. It's a democracy. Anyway. Craig, the fire brigade came, and Craig lit his clays, like wee bits here and there, on fire like that. He reached in and then put it out. He reached in one of the windies, and there was a Tory trying to get out. And he went, "Give me a horn, come here, give me a horn." And Tory reached up. But Craig just reached in and grabbed a kind of badge thing, like a young Tory and proud. Snatched it off him and put it on himself, and then punched the Tory on the face so he fell back into the flames. He kind of fell back into the flames like Hans Gruber, like that. I like Scar, or The Jungle Book, or no Caesar, but the other one. Is that Hans Gruber? Is that his name? Lion King, I like Gollum, like that. And he looked like Gollum. He didn't look like Gollum before, but because he'd been burnt, all the hair was away, the skin was all melted, so he did actually look like Gollum, and his eyes were popping out because they expanded with the heat. Because inside the eyeball is like air, so it heats up the air inside the eyeballs and makes them bigger, like that, like Gollum. Uh, and Craig did actually see one of the eyeballs pop with expansion, like an egg in a microwave. Just to see, no the other, no both of them, just the one. Uh, the the Tories right one, our left, their right. Um, and then he ran towards Craig, ran towards the fire brigade, where like his clay's artificially burnt, if you know what I mean, with the badge, young Tory and proud. It went, they're all in there, all my friends, the Conservative, Scottish Conservative Unionist Party are in there. They got to help them. Help us. And the uh, fireman, well, that, fuck, we got it. He heard them mumble, and another one went like, shh, you heard you? And then Craig realised that this lot were against the Tories, and he went like that, yeah. Craig went like that, I'm not really here, get the fuck, man. It was me that did it. It was me that did it. And they went like that, the fire brigade went like that. Well, listen, are you alright with like being a witness to the fact that said that we really tried to help, we tried to get them out, but we couldn't? Could you testify to that? Because if we go up in court and just say it, they'll say, yous are all lying to cover each other. But if we've got an outsider, you could just be like a passerby. Would you be alright with that? And Craig went, aye. Will I have to stand up in court? You will. You probably will. It's just that people might be able to trace me back to some of my tweets and things like that I've said against the Tories, and then they go, wait a minute, isn't it funny that the only person who witnessed this was this anti-Tory person who has done violent threats on Twitter? And the fireman says, well, the trial, this won't happen for about, the police won't really get involved for about another probably 24 hours. We'll put them in touch with you like 24 hours. Does that give you enough time to delete your tweets and that? And Craig went, aye, that's 24 hours definitely. That's enough time. I was meant to be going out tonight. I'll just cancel that. We might be going for a wee celebration because there's a few of us involved. We're going to go out for a celebration drink. But I'll tell them I need to do some admin. That's fine. Alright. Okie dokie. So that was that. So we got up in court, and the fire brigade, the firefighters said we tried their best, but we just couldn't get in. The doors had melted shut. The wood had melted. It was that hot. See, when wood gets dead hot, it goes in fire soon. It gets dead hot and melts. It was so hot and melted. It just melts. Turns into a liquid. And they said, do you have a witness? I'm assuming you got a witness for this. No, we don't have a witness. But then Craig burst in the doors. It was all planned. Theatrics and all that. I can testify to this. And he got up and he said, I happened to be walking by, and these firefighters tried as hard as they could to save these Conservatives. And somebody in the gallery, you know, in the kind of place with like people can just watch, went like that, boo, because they tried as hard as they could. But then Craig and the firefighters looked to the other people there and went like that. And some Tories went, we saw that. They just winked. But everybody went like that. No, it didn't. That was that. Can't prove it. And the judge said, I saw them wink. But if you think about it, we're not going to have another fucking trial for like, is this contempt of court? Did they or did they not wink? And then during that trial, they might wink in that one, and that will lead to another one. We're already under extreme pressure, especially because of coronavirus. A waste of public resources, waste of public purse. We can't do it. The judge will like, can't do it. Listen, I can't remember how you word this exactly, but basically you're free to go. Just away you go. The jury will. Do you know what? Oh, I. What would you think? Not guilty. Not guilty. There you go. So I was right. So I was right then. Away you go. And the Tories who were there to, that were grieving for their families and things like that. When they got outside the court, and this is terrible because it's a fucking democracy, right? It's a democracy. I don't like Tories. I don't like Tory voters. But it's a democracy. You don't just... What happened next? You can't do this. When the Tories, who had lost family members, got outside the court, they got battered fucker. They got kicked fucker, got their cunt kicked in. At the end. That was at the end. I got fucking tea. I nearly drowned in tea there. The tea went up my fucking nose through the inside. So that's just that's an improv story. That's just a story. Then it's true. I don't advocate it. It's a democracy, right? It would be great if everything was done my way. It would be great if whoever I voted for got in every time. It'd be great if I was the one in charge, if I was a dictator. That's my preference. My preference is that nobody gets to decide except me. But that's not the way it is. It's a democracy. You have to let people decide what it's going to be. If that's what this country wants, that's what this country gets. If enough people who live there want things done this way, and if it is to their own detriment, then that's their choice. You can't just go about burning people and knocking fuck at them outside the court when they're fucking grieving. Their families got fucking burnt to death in that fucking thing. They're grieving and then they get their cunt kicked in outside. They were in fucking tears and then they get battered while they were grieving. I mean, who would walk up to somebody who's fucking grieving for the fucking families that have been burnt to death and then they get their fucking nose, then somebody fucking breaks their nose and smashes their teeth out? For voting Conservative. For fuck's sake.